Hi, it's me, Thrill, and it's time to explore. Explore the wonders of the world with me.
Bridges, edifices that span the gap and help us get from point A to point B. The engineering of bridges has advanced enormously in recent decades. Bridges are not just built only on land, but floating on water. Floating bridges, also called pontoon bridges, were first recorded during the time of Xerxes the Great. Its first known use dates back to 480 BCE when Persian engineers constructed one to transport King Xerxes' army into Greece. But that compares to nothing like what we have now. From the longest floating bridges in the world, the Evergreen Point Floating Bridge, which spans 2,315 meters, located in the US, to the meticulously constructed wooden bridge in the mountains of Enshi, China. In terms of numbers, permanent floating bridges are still a very unusual type of structure. Only around 20 of them exist in the world, and 4 of them are found in the US Washington state, which is due to its high population, powerhouse economy, and watery metro areas requiring more floating bridges than anywhere else. The design of floating bridges varies greatly by location and purpose. Some are humongous structures of concrete and steel that can support the almost unimaginable weight inflicted by ceaseless commuter and commercial traffic. Others are simple wood-based arrangements best for much lighter loads. Which brings us to the masterpiece of the wooden bridge over the Shiziguan River in China. China is an expert when it comes to monumental works, often creating wonders which go on to become major tourist attractions. One of such work is the wooden bridge over the Shiziguan River. The Shiziguan Floating Bridge, also known as the Bridge of Dreams, is an innovative 400-meter bridge that allows cars up to 2.8 tons to drive across its surface. Nestled between the forest-covered mountains of Enshi Prefecture in Hubei Province, the Shiziguan Scenic Spot is one of China's most breathtaking natural attractions. However, what really separates it from other impressive sites is the experience of taking in the beautiful scenery while driving along a bridge made of float and placed directly on the water. Built using German technology to prevent rollovers, the Shiziguan Floating Bridge has been operational since May 2016 for both vehicular and pedestrian traffic. The bridge is made from high-density polyethylene floats filled with water for extra stability. So if drivers respect the imposed speed limit of 20 kilometers per hour, they should only feel the gentle sway of the river beneath. Many people have wondered why the floating bridge carries speed bumps, especially with such low speed limit. But even with a 20 kilometers per hour limit, the bridge being only wide enough for one-way traffic, accidents can still occur. In fact, in 2023, a multi-purpose vehicle carrying 8 passengers crashed through the railing and plunged into the deep waters of the Xinjiang River. 5 people lost their lives that day, while 3 managed to get out of the car and swim to shore. The circumstances of the accident were unclear, but a surveillance camera caught the vehicle driving onto the floating bridge and causing serious sway before crashing through the railing. The Shiziguan Floating Bridge was temporarily closed following the tragic incident, but it has since been reopened and is still as popular as ever. However, the unfortunate event now serves as a reminder to indigents and tourists to respect the speed and weight restrictions while keeping their eyes on the road, even when surrounded by such natural beauty. Ever since it opened more than 8 years ago, the Shiziguan Floating Bridge has been one of the main charms of the area, attracting tourists from across China eager to experience the sensation of driving over a gently swaying river amid breathtaking natural surroundings. Whatever their materials might be, floating bridges all have one thing in common. They really do float. So, would you be willing to forget the sturdy concrete and steel floating bridges and venture to one that has you swaying as you drive on it? Until next time, Zaijian, which means goodbye.